All right. This is episode 9, part 6. And this is a continuation from part 5, talking about love, in addition to the dynamics between men and women. All right. We appreciate y'all tuning in. Texas forever.
Love is action. It's not just verbally speaking something. You have to physically do something for somebody that proves that it's an example of you loving somebody. Like, for instance, you said giving. Okay, that's a good example. But also there's a protecting too, where you're protecting somebody. That's another form of it. Looking out for I've got your back. That's one of the things. But as far as as far as being in love, yeah, I've been there twice, and I still am. But it's my oxytocin is at a low level right now, so it hits sometimes, but it's at a low level. But you actually do go nuts. You do, and the thing that proves that you do is when you lose it. When you lose your love, when okay. when somebody says, "I don't want to see you again," you go the opposite way. You go nuts that way. What did I do? What can I do? You get in that drastic situation where, how can I change this? How can I mean, it's like a mile a minute you're thinking, and that's part of love too.
So,
I mean, that's how important it is to you.
All right. So then we have to use that gift of discernment. And what we're calling love, is that really love?
Yeah.
Or is just it? Because if you really love something, let it go.
Right.
So the reason why the world is in the state that it's in is because we're saying love you, I love you, I love you, but yet it's not translated. Everybody's still hating each other,
right? Shooting
each other, killing each other, doing all this. So we don't know what love is. We think we know what love is, but if we knew what it was, we'd be doing it.
Right.
And the reason we don't know what love is because we don't know who we are. Goes back to that.
Right.
Everything goes back to that. The ignorance of our true essence, our true origin. If we knew who we were, we would know how to love.
Right.
We would know what love is, but we don't know that. So I know my first love, at that time I thought it was love. Now I know it was not love.
Right.
And as you get, as from a kid to a young adult, as your consciousness expands, as your awareness expands, your concept of love also expands.
Oh, yeah.
It goes deeper and deeper and deeper. But with that expansion of consciousness, you start to realize more of who you are. So I really feel like let's say if you get in a marriage, there should be no divorce if at the time that you get married, you truly know who you are.
Okay. I got you.
See?
Yeah.
That way, if you know who you truly are, you know what you truly want.
Yeah.
Now, the personality around you, those things will change here and there. But at your core, you pretty much know.
To thine own self be true. As
you see?
Shakespeare says, yeah, I got you.
But a lot of times we get married for the wrong reasons.
Really?
Because we think we know what we want,
right?
But we don't know what we want because we don't know who we are. So we get married for more ego reasons. The ego being, I just don't want to be alone,
right?
Or I need help with money. I need security. If I'm running for office, I need a partner to show that I'm, desirable, and then I'm, that my shit's together. Those are more peripheral reasons of why we do things, because we think that's who we are, but that's not who we are. So, you know, somebody says I love you, and it's because how you make them feel.
Right.
That's not. I don't need you to need me. You know. So, but that's as far as I think. That's as far as I think I've gotten on what love is. But don't worry about that.
Yeah. Okay.
I can snip that up.
Okay. Tighten it up. One of the things that with me being in love with my wife, which I say I am because I feel it, and one of the things is you sacrifice yourself for that person. That's how I would. That's if it was between me and her, I would sacrifice myself.
Oh, here's another one.
Okay.
If your wife, well, now it's a little bit different because y'all been together for a while. But if somebody say they truly love you and y'all at the beginning or whatever,
right.
If they lost their arm or their leg, would you still be with them?
Oh yeah.
You know?
No.
I wouldn't. I love myself first. I can't handle. I ain't doing it.
Hey, but there are people. I mean,
Well, that's not true love.
It's almost like there's always somebody for somebody.
Oh no, yeah,
Yeah, but yeah. but to say I'd give up. If you want to go Bible here, I mean, if you want to go, Jesus gave up his life for us because he loved us so much.
That's bullshit, but we can go.
Well, I'm just saying that's an example of how I feel.
Right.
I would give up myself, which I do every day, come in here for how many hours, and I'm not even thinking about, what work is, what I have to do. I'm doing it for them. That's it. That's my part of how I love somebody.
Yeah.
Like I say, move mountains if you have to. And give up everything if you have to, that kind of thing. And I've been, this is the second time I've been married. Okay, the first time it was a love thing, but it wasn't like you said. It was for a different reason. It was to take care of somebody. That kind of thing.
It was more of a duty, I guess, or did you get something out of it?
It felt like it was almost like I needed to take care of this person.
Well, then to admit that you didn't marry for love wouldn't be. Marriage is not a bad thing. No, that's not what we're saying. No, we're just saying that you get married for different reasons.
Right.
That's not. It's just if it's based on love.
Yeah. I think that's a good thing. That's something I never thought of because, I did say I love my wife. My first wife, I did say that, but it was not the same thing as my second wife. It was totally different because she was dependent on me, which was it's good. Like hey, I can help somebody. You're dependent on me, but then it also you're saying, what am I getting out of this? And that's where it came to. Where I can't do this no more because I'm not receiving what I feel like I'm getting. I'm returning, and it was that kind of feeling that kind of like I finally realized that it wasn't the love that I should be getting, and that's one of the reasons. Well, that's the main reason that I said I have to.
Yeah, you had to let it go.
I have to let it go. Yeah.
And then and that's part of love too, is being able to let go of things because that shows an understanding.
Yeah.
And to see yourself as to see now. I mean, you got to see yourself as both. Like you're seeing the bigger picture.
Yeah.
In other words, not just about her, it's not just about me, but what's the bigger picture in all of this?
But that's I think the hardest thing is like the age that you grow up in, okay, where men aren't supposed to show emotion or that kind of thing. Well, I learned the hard way you're supposed to, because that's a big part of you to release what you need. Don't hold it in. Release, let it out, and you become more of a person than you are.
Well, I think the whole idea of men, they say men not supposed to cry.
Yeah.
And there's truth to that, actually. There's
Okay, go ahead.
there's truth to that. It's not that men aren't supposed to express themselves. It's just that men should express themselves in a different way than a woman. And a woman should express themselves in a different way than a man. If, let's say, for example, you and your wife, if something happens, something drastic happens, because your wife is your wife, she has a higher level of estrogen.
Uh-huh.
All right, mixed in there with some progesterone and whatever. But the estrogen is the major. Estrogen is that hormone that is there to mimic stress.
Okay.
And testosterone is there to say, okay, let's do something about this stress.
Okay.
So if that drastic situation, that emergency happened, and the woman is stressed, yelling and crying, and the man is stressed, yelling and crying, that emergency is not going to get de-emergentized. It's not going to get fixed.
Yeah.
It's not going to.
You're right.
Y'all both just going to be ass out. And that's when I come in and blah, blah. It's like, nah. So that, yeah, so.
Hey, I tell you what, you're exactly right.
No,
I'm
going to give another example.
Okay.
My niece,
Uh-huh.
when she was a newborn baby,
Right.
Somebody gave her a chip, potato chip. I guess she was newborn, but she was old enough to, I guess, maybe, should we give her this? Should we not?
Oh, yeah. Test the waters.
Right.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I saw the future before it happened.
Okay.
No, not literally, but
Yeah.
I was already planning. Okay.
Right.
So she ate the chip and she started choking.
Ooh.
Right.
Okay.
Then choking, she'll cough it up like no. Her face was turning blue.
Oh.
She was out.
Yeah.
And at the corner of my eye,
Okay.
I see my sister running back and forth through the doorway. I see her running this way. I see her running that way. At the corner of my eye. Oh, what do I do?
Yeah, right.
Somebody call her.
Freak, yeah.
Okay, and then I was just very calmly, boom. Okay, let's do some. Let me breathe into her mouth.
Yeah.
That's all you can do. Calmly, boom, breathe, whoo. All right, chip came out. She got the color. My niece got the color back in her face. Everything was fine. But the estrogen
Was kicking hard.
was kicking hard in my sister, and she was freaking out. Now, if she was freaking out,
Yeah.
my mother was freaking out.
Yeah.
Now, if I was freaking out,
She beat you.
there'd be no baby.
Yeah.
You see,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
the testosterone was there to ride the ship.
All right. Hey.
So here's the thing.
Okay.
So I don't know where else to go with that one because I wonder. It's
Okay.
not that a man is not supposed to cry. It's that he's supposed to be able to steer what's going on.
Mhm.
It's like a car. You drive in a car and you see your check engine light comes on. That's estrogen. It's letting you know something needs to be done here.
Yeah.
And then you take it, the driver of the vehicle takes it, and you get that fixed. But there has to be an alert system. There has to be a warning sign. And that's what estrogen does, on its extreme, on the extreme side. Now, it's not to say that a man can never cry.
Right.
It's not to say that a woman is always supposed to be, but these are the roles that as a unit we're set to, exhibit.
Right.
It's the same thing inside the human body. And I'll wrap it up real quick. You have the parasympathetic nervous system and you got the sympathetic nervous system.